from you. Drop needle to the wax, melodies that take me back.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
How you feeling?
Wonderful.
And why is that?
Because this is the day I married you.
I thought it was really smart to create that connection of the audience to these main two characters right from the start. And it was balanced. This beautiful relationship was balanced by some really excellent underlying tension that just kind of permeated the whole beginning. And as it escalated, I started to understand where it was going to go, but it wasn't until the moment in the car that I knew, right before the climax, I knew where it was going. And it was heartbreaking. It was really intimately and empathetically done, a great dive into the headlines that we're seeing far too often. So it's necessary filmmaking.
This was such a beautiful film. I really thought that they did a good job with the reveal, showing that they were actually giving us two separate timelines throughout the film. It was done really seamlessly, and until that point, I was curious about what was going on, but I wasn't confused. So I thought it was just done really well. What I took from this is how big a role grief can play in someone's life, even long after a loved one has passed. How that like one moment of impulse that cop had has now forever changed somebody's life. And also that the life of one person is never insignificant, because that one person is a touch point for so many other people's lives. And their lives are forever changed, and they're forever having to grieve and mourn this person because you decided to make a stupid choice in a moment of fear. It's just insane. I thought this was a really beautiful and touching film to Philando Castile and his family. I hope that they get to see this.
I thought this one was really rather well done. Some real strong direction. I loved a lot of the shots, felt very cinematic, drew me in. The story, I didn't realize what story I was being told until, somewhere near the end, which was great in a way. But it did cause some confusion, but not so much because of the story, but the device they use where, she's speaking to the memory of him in a way. And it ended up being really clever, and I liked it. They did a good job at paying respect to the this terrible tragedy of Philando Castile.
It was so beautifully written, and acting was perfectly balanced. The scene where Michael was pulled over really took me there. I felt like I was there, and like it could have happened to me. I felt Michael's frustration. He didn't do anything wrong. They were racially profiling him, which happens all the time. Although I didn't like the character of the police officer because of what he was doing, I will say that his actor did a great job bringing his character to life.
I love the push-up at the beginning with the drone footage to reveal, I suppose, the city skyline. I thought that was really well done and just aesthetically pleasing. I thought that the slow reveal and how you chose to tell the story just kept good audience engagement. I was just looking forward to knowing more as the story developed, and I think that really kept me interested. I also thought that the end with her talking to his ghost, essentially, I suppose, was just a really nice way to allow the audience to hear what's on her mind and then add to the emotionality of the piece. Because otherwise, I couldn't think of many other ways where you could kind of tell the audience what's on her mind other than the way you did it, because I just thought it was really appropriate for the piece. So that was just something I really appreciated, and I think, again, it added more depth and that emotionality to the piece that really just allowed the audience to sympathize with the character herself. So well done.
This was quite intense. It was a very powerful message, and it was quite an intense representation of a very, very regrettable attitudes towards a specific group. Totally real and sadly very current. It was an outstanding performance from everyone involved. I really enjoyed it.
Very relevant, especially in the society that we are dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of police brutality and a lot of profiling, racial stereotypes. So I'm glad that that we was able to see in the cinema, we was able to see that story be told in the most authentic, relevant way, and I really enjoyed it.
This one is super powerful and like extremely timely. And yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that like I enjoyed it, but it's really well made. It's all the performances are great. It's super heavy subject matter, but yeah, I feel like it delivers the message and kind of like the reality and like heaviness of said subject matter very well. It's shot really beautifully. Yeah, I mean, this is like kind of the narratives that we should be seeing. Like, we should see these stories told more often.